We're here with Omaha North head coach Larry Martin. Coach, I know this had to be a very challenging year as a leader and with your team and your kids. Talk about the year and just how you got through it, because obviously we haven't had a chance to visit with you in a long time.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks for asking. It's a question I get asked a lot, and Coach, you've been a part of football. You just count on coaching for 31 years, and then that doesn't count the years I played and coached, when I was younger and what have you. And, it was tough. Your initial reaction for me is that, you could be upset, you could be disappointed and things like that. But as I reflect back on it, my immediate reaction was to make sure that we took care of our players. And as I've looked at it, it's just a correlation to life. Not everything in life is you got to be able to handle adversity. Just like I've talked to our players, for multiple years, that decisions are made. We can't control every decision that's made. We've got to just live with it and then and move forward. And so some of our coaches, on our staff took it as a reset year. We've coached a lot of football games the last 10 years. And so some of them took it as a little bit of reset year. I took advantage of it to go out and just get some professional development out with Coach Jamrog at Midland. I think I shared that with you. That Jeff obviously is a great man, great ambassador of football, coached at a variety of different levels. It was awesome. I went out there on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays and got some professional development that I was never able to do. And then I went to all 8 of his football games. So. It's been tough. You feel for the kids. They put in a lot of work and a lot of time and stuff like that. But, it's just a healthy reminder in life of things, that you've got to be able to handle it. And then you got to take that energy and channel it in the right way. And I've been proud of our kids, and we're in that process right now of obviously getting them back into school and really making sure and focusing in on the academic piece of it. And trying to really reestablish those routines that they know down deep inside that they need to get back into, but yet with the pattern that they've had prior to, that's been a challenge. And so I'm proud of our kids. I'm proud of the district. We've done some good things and hopefully trying to get some things ready for this summer to try to get things headed back in the right direction and to make sure that there's not a big carryover for us not playing last year for this next season. That's the big question, that I get asked all the time is how's this going to impact what how your team's going to perform next year. I don't have all the answers to that, but I feel good about the planning that we've done to put into place to get us ready for next year.
Yeah, just kind of relearning your roster. I mean, you think about your juniors and seniors they were freshmen and sophomores last time you played, so I'm guessing a lot of those freshmen you're still trying to get to know back then, and then you got new freshmen that you didn't get to coach this year, so just kind of acclimating yourself to your roster again. I mean, is there a lot of challenges to that?
Well, I think the biggest thing for me is that we've got to be able to where I've tried to talk to the coaches about is just really getting back in there and establishing our relationships with our players so that when we do get put into some tough situations or challenges, that we know that we have each other's back, because I firmly believe that, and so it's going to be a challenge, no question about it. But I'm a big relationships guy, and the kids got to see the big picture of what was going on, what was put into place to help protect them, and then we've got to put a plan together. And so we're getting back in the weight room. It's been pretty good. Like I said, it hasn't been perfect, but we're able to get in there and lift with our kids and get some things going, and we're just looking forward to the summer, and spending time with our kids.
And then you look at your team. Keyshawn is obviously your top guy coming back and getting a lot of college attention. What did you see from Keyshawn as a sophomore, and kind of what kind of growth do you expect to see from him as a senior?
Well, right before that too, Sean, one thing I was going to say is that we weren't the only school, the only district that didn't play nationwide. Some of these coaches or college coaches are recruiting all over the country, and our kids see it locally of how it played out, but there's a lot of kids that didn't get to play, and so it's going to make it, having a son that coaches college sports, it's been a challenge for these college coaches to identify kids that would be a good fit for their program for a variety of different reasons. And so, but Keyshawn, what you got to say about him? I mean, he's I've just been impressed with him. Obviously, he's physically apart. He's done a good job, at a young age of taking care of that. Now we've got to press him now. We got to get back in that weight room, and we've got to get bigger, stronger, and faster because we haven't been able to be in there. But he attacks the football just like some of the elite receivers that we've had. He is not afraid to go up and get the ball. The game kind of slows down for him when that ball's in the air. And it's impressive to watch. But he attacks the football. Reminds me a lot of Niles, the way that he went up, and attacked that ball and would take it away from other people. And so offensively, he's going to be a big part of what we're doing. And he's got to be patient with that. We got to be patient about that. I remember when Niles was a senior, teams would triple team him. They'd have a guy inside him, under him, and over him, and we'd have to go away from him for a little bit and then come back to him. And so we've got to be able to recognize all that. And then the defensive side of the ball, we need to figure that out. We've played him in about 2 or 3 different positions, and we need to get out there and watch him move around and again and see where the strengths are. But yet also, as high school coaches, we can't just play him at one, or not play him, but we got to figure out, put a package together where it's a linebacker, a DB, and a corner, or a safety and a corner together, and put the 3 best players out there that we can. He gives us that versatility because he really could play an outside linebacker, he could play a safety, or or play corner, which he's played most all those positions for us. And so, but anyway, it's just more about getting him out there, getting him in front of the coaches, getting him acclimated, and getting him going. And and him and I have had some great talks, and it's time for him to step up on the leadership part of it because our teammates do look up to him. And then he's got to embrace that weight room and get in there back, after they haven't really been in there that much, and work on his speed and agility because these other kids have all been able to do all this stuff, and so we can't let him catch us, which he won't, and then we got to get going.
Well, as far as like a summer plan, I mean, you guys will probably be able to do your regular locker room camps that you guys have been able to do, but camps and recruiting things for these guys, I mean, are you trying to get as much lined up as you can once you learn more? Because know how it's got to be as important this year as ever.
No question for these young men, and we've talked about filming some of our camp stuff, some of our drills and stuff like that, and getting it out there for the kids on HUDL. And so that's something that we're going to do, and the college coaches are encouraging that, they need to. I told our players this morning that some of you guys aren't going to be able to afford to go to all the camps that you're going to get invited to. Not that they don't have the financial means, but you start getting invited to 10, 11, 12 football camps, and the time and the financial, that's a heck of a commitment, So we've talked about, the locker room camp of filming the Thursday and Friday. We're going to, get a jamboree scrimmage on that Saturday. We're still trying to figure out, what exactly our camp situation is going to look like for the Omaha Public Schools, but we got to take advantage of every opportunity that we have. And then, like you said, once I get all the camp stuff, they haven't really sent it out. It was good for me to hear from you today because I've been in contact with Coach Wilhite because we want to get our kids out to the Division I football camps, especially obviously Keyshawn. We got to find out who is seriously about recruiting him, and then and then develop a plan from there, which we will, and then he's got to get to those camps.
Hey, Coach, we'll appreciate you guys coming down to Lincoln, and I'm looking forward to kind of following you guys this summer and getting a chance to see Keyshawn and all your guys work out.
Well, I know I say it multiple times, but you guys obviously do a great job. We've had a great relationship with you guys for a great time, and the state of Nebraska doesn't know how lucky they are to have guys like you that are passionate about the kids here in the state to get them the exposure that they need. So on behalf of myself, I do thank you guys for doing that, okay?
All right. Thank you very much, Coach Martin.
You bet.